What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a fun one. So we're going to be doing a demonstration on my hang and hunt system, specifically my hybrid system that I utilize a tree stand and saddle both. This is one of my absolute favorite ways to do hang and hunts. It's very, very versatile, and this new Elevate Ultra X is incredibly lightweight. It's right around 5.5 pounds, and it's got a ton of different adjustability and features with it. So let's go over the stand really quick. This is the Elevate Ultra X. So they had the Elevate Ultra last year, and I obviously ran that last year and the year prior. Incredible stand. Believe it or not, they made even better upgrades to it this year. There's a new seat locking system, a little bit different cleat system, and it is lighter. It's got an epoxy paint that has grit in the resin. So that epoxy paint actually grips very, very well for your feet and your hands when you're trying to hang this thing. It's not enough that it's really rough and hurts your hands if you're not wearing gloves. It's just a perfect feel and finish on this stand. So I've got the Elevate backpack straps on this stand, and I'll explain a few different things with the backpack straps, ways that I utilize it and ways that I don't use it, and use an actual backpack for different scenarios. So we'll go over that, but this is the Elevate Ultra X. Here we've got the Ascend climbing stick from Elevate as well. So great stick system. I'm going to kind of go over the use of the sticks, how I attach it to the tree with the cinch buckle system or the Amsteel daisy chain, which I have on here right now. I'm going to utilize both straps during the demonstration so you can see how each one works. Along with this video, I'm going to be wearing two different cameras on my person. So these are the DJI Action 4s. Been loving these cameras, but we're gonna wear a head mount as well as a chest mount so you can really see what I'm doing when I am hanging this set and how I'm gonna utilize the straps, how I'm gonna utilize, you know, my positioning with my knees or my chest to the tree, my arms. However I am climbing the tree, you're gonna be able to see everything that I'm doing. I call this a hybrid system because obviously I have my tree stand and I'm wearing my tethered saddle. To me, this is one of the fastest, most efficient ways to have an all-day sit setup that is comfortable, lightweight, easy to pack in, and really it's just the best of all worlds given the specific scenario. So there's some trees that I can't get a saddle in, aka like a cedar tree setup. The tree stand's gonna come in perfect for a setup like that. Obviously a tree like this, fairly straight, not many branches. We're really not gonna run into any issues whether we wanna use a saddle or a tree stand. But again, I'll explain the hybrid system, why I like to run it, the way I run it, and hopefully it makes a little more sense to you. So I'm gonna be doing a different video on my saddle setup, specifically how I have different clips and carabiners on this system in order to carry the various gear that I bring up the tree with me. Also how I attach the sticks and the stand, whether I'm carrying the stand on my back or if I want it suspended just off of the saddle, I can do that as well. There's a lot of different attachments I have on this thing that will be an entire video on its own because there's a lot to go through with my saddle system. That'll be a fun one. I'll bring that to you guys as well. So if you haven't already, be sure and subscribe to the channel and follow along because I'm going to be cranking out a bunch of videos like this all summer long and into the fall. We're looking forward to the fall. It's going to be a super fun hunting season. I drew my high country mule deer tag in Utah. I also drew my Colorado elk tag. So looking forward to those hunts as well as all the various whitetail states that I get to hunt over the counter. And on top of all that, I am now going to be an Iowa resident. So I should be able to hunt Iowa this fall. Looking forward to that as well. But anyway, let's get right into the video. All right, I've got enough camera gear and equipment on my person to hopefully make a great video for you guys so you can follow along with these tips and tricks and how-to videos. I try to go above and beyond with these videos so that the explanation is pretty clear to you guys. Hopefully I can kind of do this in a one take so you can see exactly from start to finish at the bottom of the tree to the top when I'm set up, even with a camera arm ready to rock. We're also gonna time this setup from the base of the tree up to where my tree stand's gonna be set with a camera arm mounted as if I was gonna be hunting. I wanna make sure that I do this in a manner that is how I would actually do it in a hunting scenario, not running through it, rushing through it, trying to get the best time that I can, but doing it in a real world practical scenario as if I were going to be hunting. All right, so in my saddle setup, I've got obviously my lineman rope as well as the tether that's going to attach to the tree once I get up there. But I've got a bunch of carabiners and clips on my system that help me attach various items to the saddle. One of those items being the climbing sticks. So on the back of the climbing sticks, you've got these buttons, and Elevate makes a 3D printed holder that these buttons slide into. So I've got 2 sticks here. I'm gonna take this button and I'm gonna slide it into the clip all the way back. So they're hanging like this. Then I'm gonna cam these forward, and I've got a carabiner right here attached to the hip, and I'm gonna hook that to the sticks. That way they're sitting on the saddle nice and comfortably, and they're not gonna go anywhere. Now on the right hand side, I've got the lightweight Elevate camera arm. It is attached to one of the pockets on the saddle and then clipped up to a carabiner with a piece of D-loop material. So again, this thing is secure, not gonna go anywhere when I'm going up the tree. We're gonna take our sticks on the right hand side. Again, I've got a clip back here. I'm gonna attach it into that clip, swing it forward, click it right into the carabiner, so those aren't going anywhere. So now I have my climbing sticks both on my left side and my right side fully secure, not gonna fall off or give me any trouble going up the tree. All right, let's talk about how we're gonna get the tree stand itself up the tree. There's a couple different ways we can do this. One, I can leave the tree stand laying at the base of the tree and send down a grapple once I'm in position to grab it and pull it up. My second option, I can take the tree stand and swing it around back and attach it to the back of my saddle with a carabiner right here, so that it just stays behind me as I go up the tree. That will be the option that I would choose if I plan on wearing my backpack on the way up the tree. For this setup, I don't have very much obstruction going up the tree. I can pull my bow and my backpack up easily with a grapple once I get up there. So my third option is I'm going to actually wear the tree stand with the Elevate backpack system. So I take this, swing it around back, just like that, and it's got a chest piece that clips in, just like that, and I'm gonna wear the tree stand going up the tree. I'm gonna go ahead and position the tripod up in the tree where I feel like I'm gonna end up finishing with my climbing sticks and where I'm gonna attach the tree stand. That way we've got good camera angles going all around, both on person and from the ground. All right, let's go ahead and start our timer. We're rolling. Okay, so I'm gonna start at the base of the tree. I'm just gonna explain this as I go. Come over, grab my climbing sticks on my left-hand side, unhook them. As I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna be using both the am steel as well as the cinch buckles. So I'm gonna grab lineman's rope, pull this out of my left-hand pocket, get it hooked up. Adjust that down a little bit. So now I'm gonna grab my first cam buckle strap, grab my climbing stick, put it around the button. I'm gonna put this about where the top of this climbing stick is even with my chest. Go around the tree. Like to go a little higher, cinch it down, step down, okay? First one's on. Second one, I'm just gonna put up into position like this as I climb. Lineman's rope going up. Okay, now I'm standing on the top step of my first stick. And we're gonna hang the second stick with the am steel. So I always like to take my cord and go in between my lineman's rope, so I'm not tying my lineman's rope to the tree. Then I'll press my chest up against the stick, bring this daisy chain around, hook it in, position it, cinch it down. Okay. Second step. Get to the top of the second one. Now we're gonna grab our third step. Pop this off, just like that. Now we're gonna take the loose step, lay it right there. I'm gonna take another daisy chain step. Again, I'm just using the daisy chain and the cinch so that you guys can see the difference between the two. But I'll set this right across my bridge so it locks in real nice and it's not going to go anywhere. So I have easy access to my next step. I'm going to take this, I'm going to go in between, chest to the step, wrap it around, hook it in. Okay, steps on. Grab my next one. Grab another cam buckle. Now this is about where I want my last step because I know my tree stand is going to go right in here. So I usually put my last step either even with the top step, even with the platform, or just above it. We're going to go there. Cinch that real good. Up it. So now we're about to where we want to position our tree stand. So we've got all our sticks up. As you can see, we're going to grab our tree stand off the back, swing it around, and I've got another am steel cord on the tree stand. Why I have that is mainly for quick positioning and hold of the tree stand to the tree without having to fiddle with the cam buckles very much. So here's the new lock system. You push in and up, pull out, and there you've got your tree stand. I'm gonna go below my lineman rope, right? Just like this. Figure out where I want it positioned. I'm gonna take this daisy chain, go around the tree. I'm gonna hook this daisy chain in first. Just like that. Bring the platform up, shove it down, cam it over, just like that. So now, technically, that's hung. I could probably hop up in this thing and hunt it as it is, but it's a little loose for my liking with just the daisy chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and add another strap to the top as well as the bottom. It only really takes like 30 seconds to add a couple more straps. So I'm gonna add this one. Come around, but that daisy chain is so useful to just get the tree or get the stand stuck to the tree right away, so you're not fighting with these cam straps while you're trying to get it hung. So there's one. Then I like to pull the stand back up, or the platform back up, to put my second one on. Okay, platform's up, cinch it, cam that platform back down. Now she's real secure. Go all the way up. Tree stand is hung. I could technically start hunting right now, but I'm going to add my camera arm as well as my tether. So let's do the camera arm first, actually. Over in my left-hand pocket, got the base to my camera arm. And I like to put the base about shoulder height if I'm sitting in the tree stand. So we'll come in right around here. Hook that in, swing it out to there. Make sure it's pretty level. Like that. Okay. Swing that around. Tuck it into itself just like that. Now I'm going to take this off and I'm going to come down and grab my camera arm. Okay. Pop that back on. Okay, camera arms hung. Now we just need to put up my tether, which will go about, I like to go about level with my eyesight for the tether to start with, and I can adjust it. Do that, bring it down, bring out my actual tether bridge, clip that in, boom, and we're hunting. 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, so 10 minutes and 30 seconds to get to a position where we can start hunting. So now I am in position, ready to hunt. Okay, I can adjust my saddle up or down however I want. Send it out further. I can get more angles of attack right here, or I can take it and swing over to this step right here. That's why I like to put the step about even with the platform for my tree stand, because I get another place to have a rock solid hold so I can swing out and shoot. I can move my camera arm however I need to. But just a perfect setup, hybrid for bow hunting whitetail. If I need to sit in the tree stand, I take this tether, I run it out, and I make sure that it's not in front of my shoulder, but I just spin and I let that thing hang behind me when I sit down in the stand, just like that. That way, if I were to fall off this stand, this tether is just gonna grab me right here and swing me however it sees fit. But I'm not gonna fall out of the tree and get hurt if I have this thing hooked up at all times. So I make sure it's hooked up and I just spin it and I sit like this. I can shoot out of my tree stand however I want here. And another cool thing about the hybrid system, if I want to, say I'm hanging this thing in the dark and I don't know where all my shooting lanes are yet. So I get up here in the dark, I get everything hung, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I really need to be another 3 feet higher, but I don't have another stick with me or anything, you know, but I really do need to be just that next little bit higher. All I need to do is take this stand, leave it how it is, grab my tether, stand on the seat, and move this tether up further in the tree. Now I'm hunting at several feet higher than I was by standing on the base, and I'm using the seat of my tree stand as a second platform, a next tier. So now I can shoot over that limb that was covering the trail, or over that limb that was covering the scrape, or maybe just over that next little bit of vegetation that I didn't see when I was hanging this thing in the dark. So again, another benefit of the hybrid system, running a tree stand with my saddle, I really have 2 levels that I can hunt at, and it just works perfect. At this point, if I know I'm gonna stay up here, I can move my camera arm up higher or just leave it where it's at if I need to. It's just an easy descend back down. I can start filming here, leave it high if I know I'm gonna go back and forth, stay here, and just work with my saddle as I need to, and the position of where I'm standing on the tree stand. So it really is a great system. Everything's set up within 10.5 minutes, I think was the time. And that was me going pretty conservatively. That's me trying to film as I'm going up, trying to explain things as I'm going up. If it's just me and I'm doing this for time with no cameras and no explanation, I can really hang this setup in probably 7 to 8 minutes pretty efficiently. Maybe even faster if I'm using all AM steel daisy chain and no buckle straps. So it's just such an awesome setup. The tree stand, the saddle paired together, it's just a perfect harmony. This tree stand only weighs, like I say, 5.5 pounds. It's got backpack straps, or I can hang it from the back of my saddle right here. It's incredibly lightweight. It's got a nice big platform on it. I can adjust the platform angle however I want. So we've got tons and tons of adjustment here on the tree stand. I can adjust that angle of the platform like this if I really want to stay in the saddle the whole day, or I can adjust it up like that. I mean, if I want a real relaxing sit for an all-day sit, there's a lot of stuff I can do with it. Another cool thing, if you're setting up in a saddle and you forgot your knee pads and you're up against a really rough tree, this is also a system that is dual purpose. So let's go ahead and move this down, back to position, right in there. Snug this up. Okay, if I want to stay in my saddle position for a long period of time, all I need to do is take the seat right here. I'm gonna slide the pad up like that, and I'm gonna cam it over to the back. Just like that, okay? Now I have a pad for my knees to go against if I want to. Perfect, comfortable setup right there. Just use the back side of the seat to lean against. Again, you want to go back to a seating position. Just slide these up, cam it back over, slide it home, pull out some lead, spin around, and we're sitting in a tree stand again. It really is the best of all worlds. Now, let's take a look at the camera arm. I'm going to unstrap this. I like to keep a little compression strap around the arm just so that it stays nice and tight in my saddlebags. Spin this thing out, loosen this, loosen that, just like that. And then I would take my main camera, which is down there, and put it right here on this fluid head. This is a super lightweight fluid head. This is not from Elevate, but you can buy it on Amazon. It's the newer GM26. Perfect little fluid head for a lightweight saddle or camera arm setup. Self-filming, however you want this thing to work. Set up just like that. Okay, now if I'm sitting, bring that down, spin around. I've got a perfect camera height right at my shoulder. Film however I need to. Cinch this back up. At this point, we're pretty much set up. The only other thing I would have needed to set up is my HYS strap with the bow hanger right up here. Again, that's a 30-second situation, maybe even 20 seconds. Pull up my bow and backpack from the ground if I didn't wear my backpack up in the first place, and just get those hung up. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I appreciate you watching. This was a fun one. Again, this is the Ultra X from Elevate Tree Stands. Incredibly lightweight, just about 5.5 pounds. It's got backpack straps with it, locking seat. It's got a ton of adjustability for the platform as well as the seat. Love this stand, love this system. Again, I'm gonna be doing an entirely different video, full breakdown on my saddle setup, all my attachments, why I have the attachments in the places that I do, what all I have in the saddle bags, as well as all of the accessories. So if you want to watch that video, make sure and hit the subscribe button, keep up with the channel. I appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.